The thing that disrupted my life unexpectedly was getting hit by a 60-foot rogue wave while being on a cruise ship. I'm Adam Braun, and I am the founder of Pencils of Promise. If I was going to pick 6 words to describe myself, I would go with ambitious, restless, sleepless, optimistic, idealistic, and unreasonable. When I was a college student, I was playing basketball at Brown University. I was working on my majors, and I kind of had this very great life, but it was a comfortable one. And so I strangely actively wanted to make myself uncomfortable. And I just think that when you're outside your comfort zone, you discover not what you are, but who you are. So I decided to go on semester at sea to really get exposure to how the rest of the world lived. January 2005, our ship was unfortunately struck by a 60-foot rogue wave in the midst of essentially a superstorm. You know, when you go through something like that, you recognize that at the end of your days, the only thing that will be left behind is really your legacy and the footprint that you've left behind that impacts others. Justin Young?
Pep.
Justin Young?
My.
At that point in time, I went into the developing world for the first time in my life and saw poverty I'd never witnessed before and just felt really helpless. I had a habit of asking one child per country, what do you want most in the world? And I asked this boy who was begging on the streets of India, if you could have anything, what would you want? And much to my surprise, his answer was a pencil. It just changed my life. I gave him my pencil, he lit up, and I realized the value of education. My goal from the start was just to build one school. My grandmother was turning 80. I wanted to provide a more meaningful birthday present to her, and to do so, I gave up my birthday and said give donations in lieu of gifts this year.
And you're going to be our first preschool students. Sounds good?
That first school was really emotional because it was this impossible dream that everyone told me couldn't be done. You know, oh, you're too young, you don't have any money, your friends don't have any money, you're working in a country that's a challenging environment that, you know, you don't know anybody in. My friends and I, we were all the beta testers for the early social media platform, so it was really clear to me that there was a cultural shift that was about to happen, that the world was moving to a place where young people's voices would really be heard, and they would be heard through digital and social media, and where people were going to move away from purely large donations to smaller micro donations that were crowdsourced through peers. You guys are going to be the students in our 50th school. Does that sound good? I think as soon as you start winning awards for disruption, it means that you need to start finding ways to disrupt all over again. Pencils of Promise is incredibly different from the average nonprofit charity because we don't view ourselves as a nonprofit. We should think of ourselves as a for-purpose. Nobody gets into this space to not profit. Pencils of Promise has now broken ground on more than 200 schools around the world and has more than 20,000 students learning through our programs every single day. When I gave that first boy that pencil, I didn't have any idea that it would turn into what it's now become.